Systems of linear inequalities, the third and final linear inequality assignment to open up the year in Integrated 3. Please have open the Desmos calculator that we used for the last assignment, really the first two assignments, but especially the last one. Last time we covered what happens with our four different inequalities in two variables. So a less than reminder produced let's type an X there, a dotted line shaded below, while a greater than was a dotted line shaded above. Greater than or equal to added the line, but still greater than meant shaded above the solid line. Less than or equal to meant shaded below the solid line. Today, we're going to see what happens when you have two inequalities at the same time. Let's dive in, shall we? Those of you who had me for Integrated 2 last year did this a couple times, so this might be extremely familiar. If you're new to the school and therefore the class, again, welcome. And also, hello to the first time you might be seeing this, at least certainly in my class. So, here is what we have. We have, just like last time, a matching situation with graphs, and it's the perfect way to introduce this concept. Again, this is one of those things that's a little frustrating at times because it's like four graphs at the same time and all these equations look the same. I get it. I'll walk you through it. Here's what you need to do. Take the first one you have here and type it in as two lines to the right. So I've got y is less than or equal to x and less than or equal to negative x. So I'm going to type that in. And then I'm going to show you negative x, what to do for the shading. So everybody look up here to this little gear button that I'm pointing at. Click that. When you click that, you will see some options. Now click the color. Like here, I want you to make sure that you have one of them. Whoops, the gear. There it is. Make sure you have one of them as blue, and make sure you have the other one as red. When you do that correctly, hit done. Now click on the blue one. When you do that each time, you can see we have the red graph shaded below y is negative x. We have the blue graph shaded below the graph y is x. And then what is some primary school color knowledge you've had since hopefully second grade-ish? Blue and red make purple. And just like you have learned before that the solution between two equations is where their corresponding graphs cross, the solution between two inequalities is where their corresponding shadings cross. So ignore the red, ignore the blue, and just focus on the purple. So we want to find a graph on the left here that's where the purple is on bottom. For me, that's this one. So I match up that first set of equations that I just typed in right there. All right, then let's look at our second one. I have y is less than or equal to x and greater than or equal to negative x. So I'm just going to change this to a greater than or equal to. And you'll see that now, once I click on the blue one, got to click on the blue one every time, that the purple has moved to the right. So I find the one that's on the right, and I go with that one. All right, what happens if I change them to this? Greater than or equal to x, less than or equal to negative x. Greater than or equal to x, and less than or equal to negative x. And I click on the blue one again. Whoop, it's on the left side. So looks like my third one goes there. And that means my final one, if I make them both greater, if I shade above and above, guess what? The purple is going to be above. Yep. So greater than or greater than matches above, less than matches below. And then we have these two different ones that match left and right. It was a lot of explanation. Feel free to pause this and really match up that purple section. Don't forget to click in the blue each time so that you make sure it's purple and not some other color. When you have that correct, high five yourself. You've just done the hardest part of the whole assignment. Great work figuring out that little convoluted problem. Because now I can do what I did last time, and I could just input some equations. Y is greater than negative 2x plus 2, and y is less than 1 half x plus 2. Oh, I need to put the 1 half, there we go, like that, x plus 2. And then I click on the blue one, and I see my purple is on the right. They're both dotted lines because they don't have any of the equal to lines in their inequalities. It's crossing at 0, 2. Oh, this looks a lot like the first one for me. Second one has it up top. These are solid lines. Down below, solid lines, solid lines. Yep, I've chosen the correct one. Cool. Do you need one more explanation before you hit pause and try the rest by yourself? Let's see. Y is greater than 2. Okay, this is a very similar problem. The only difference is that this is minus 3 down here instead. So click on the blue. Dotted lines to the right. Looks like this green one here. And yep, nothing else even close. All right. Again, hit pause at any time and give it a try. You can redo them if you miss it. So there's really never any pressure. Also means you can sort of eyeball it. Like, you know, this is going to be a solid line shaded below with a positive 3x slope and a y-intercept of negative 2. You know, this is going to be a dotted line shaded above with a negative slope, crossing at negative 2. And I'll click on the blue. Wow, that's out to the right. Perfect picture right there. Okay, the last few that I'm going to do are just a formality. You have completely different graphs matching in completely different spots, so kind of ignore me at this point. As I'm finishing this up, might be a little boring. Is there something I can do? Maybe I can tell you a story. Well, the story is right now I am making so many videos a day, trying to make sure that these are ready to go for all of you. I had it in the fall as just in case that we have this whole era blocked off. Oh, right now, look at that purple beautifully in the middle. It's like a rainbow. And remember, too, that these are solid lines, not dotted, because they have the little solid lines. So it's going to be the first one, not the one that's dotted, not this one, because these have dots on it. If the solid lines are underneath, they're going to be solid lines. All right, so I guess that was important to tell you. And maybe it's important to tell you this one too, and then I'll get back to story time for number 7. Okay. So these are not going to be solid lines because they have no solid lines underneath them. But the purple, you'll notice, is just shaded at the very top. Nothing in between, so not like this green over here, and up top. Not vertical lines either. Horizontal lines, not where nothing is shaded, where only the top is shaded. Oh, and it's even purple up top. Beautiful. That one confuses people a lot of times too. People want to choose like a weird shading because it kind of messes with their mind. Only have the top one. All right, back to a normal one, story time. So it is toward the end of April, as you will see once I submit this assignment in 2020. And that is less than a month before the due date of my daughter, our firstborn child. I am so excited and yet so freaked out at the thought of being a dad. And I want to make sure that I have all these videos ready to go because I've heard that parenting kind of takes up a lot of time and energy. Yeah, that one's on the left. Oh, right there. And so I have been doing so many of these a day that I finished out the rest of the year and then thought, well, until she's born, why don't I just keep filming them through next year? Because I'm sure that students in the fall, whether it's in 2020 or in the future, if we still have the same curriculum, knock on wood, will get some use out of these. So if you're watching this in the fall, that's why this video exists. It's a time capsule from this era of COVID-19 where we had to teach from our homes and I had to film all these videos on a YouTube channel for the first time. And it's pretty cool. I'm sure to watch this later, hopefully once we're all out of this and it's just like a thing of the past. There's been a vaccine. Now we're talking about what to do if and when it happens again in the future, even though this is like a 100-year thing, hopefully, but you just never know. We're still waiting for that multi-100-year earthquake that, knock on wood, hasn't happened in the West Coast. All right, looks like the first one again. Purple on the left. Yeah, because that one's different. All right. Can I go perfect on this one? Yes. 8 for 8. The double Wendy's 4 for 4. Cool, cool, cool. Submit all, finish. So, hello, you future people who are seeing this months after I filmed it. I hope that, like I said to my students at the time of filming all of these, that this finds you safe, happy, healthy, and well, and that you are enjoying your day and this precious gift we have called being alive. Much love, and have a great day. All right, bye-bye.